session. In this session, we would be discussing social entertainment. This is the part two of this segment, and today the entire emphasis and focus would be on social games. So, what's on agenda? These are the various learning outcomes that students will attain. The first one, design the key components of social games. Okay, they would be able to understand the various ingredients that go into social games. Okay, once you understand the various components that go into social games, you would be in a position to incorporate them and design the social games which will be comprising of these key components. Second is the various segments of social gamers. Okay, once you design some games, you would be understanding or you would be in a position to understand which segment you are catering to through these games. Thirdly, the character you would learn to characterize the social games. Okay, how would you characterize your social games? Whether it would be a platform game, whether it would be a collaborative game, whether what kind of genre would it fit into? Okay, so you would be in a position to characterize those social games. So these are the trends for you. Majorly, I have harvested these trends on 27th of March at 9 a.m. Now, these are the things. Share the load. This is a promoted one by Ariel. Okay, where it is encouraging that there is no gender bias in washing. Then India battles coronavirus, USA corona, mega power star. Okay, so you see these are corona things. Mega power star today is this is mostly from the Tollywood industry, where today they are celebrating the birthday of Ram Charan. That's the a superstar from the south. Then you have this Xi Jinping virus. That's again a coronavirus, where people are again getting racist and all. No comments on that. Then corona villains. This is mostly targeted towards Trump, where people are criticizing for the unpreparedness of USA to fight this menace. Then from 22 lakh 50,000 to 500,000. Okay, then you have Anna. Anna is again this Anna is about Prabhas, again a Tollywood star who has donated 4 crores for Corona Relief Fund. So he's trending. So these are the trends for you. Now in news, okay, this news is from New York Times, where they say it's Facebook is just trying to keep the lights on as traffic soars in pandemic. As more and more people are working from home, there are lockdowns in various countries. There are a lot of calls that are going on the Facebook app and the Facebook Messenger. There are a lot of messages going on even Instagram. And more than 45,000 employees of Facebook are working from home. So Facebook is struggling to maintain the data secrecy. Facebook is struggling to maintain those data privacy and secrecy things, and also to keep Facebook afloat or keep Facebook running. It takes a mighty effort when more than 45,000 people are working from home, right? So the next news is from Wall Street Journal, that is coronavirus quarantine boosts streaming videos. Coronavirus quarantine boosts streaming video, but not advertising yet. Right. We have already seen there's a big spike in the the streaming, the OTT devices where people are streaming live videos and all. There's a lot of boost in the consumption of the content on OTT, but there's no increase in advertising yet, as there are no major events, there is no customer spending, people are locked down, so the advertising hasn't been rising yet. Okay, these are some important news that has been happening on the global platforms. So coming back to the primary agenda for the day, that is social games. What is a social game? This is the most important thing that we need to understand, and we need to get into the we need to get into the definition, and then we would like to dissect the definition and understand the various key ingredients that go into what makes a social game. Okay, so social games are multiplayer. So first and foremost, this is important, it's a multiplayer. Okay, Then, one second. So let me highlight these things for you. First and foremost, this is a multiplayer, competitive, goal-oriented activities with defined rules of engagement and online connectivity among players. Okay, so these important things that make a social game. Okay, so this is number one. Okay, so this is number two. That is competitive. It has to be competitive. Number three, it has to be goal oriented. It needs to have some defined rules. Okay, and you need to have this online connectivity. So these are certain things, five different ingredients. If I, do some dissection of the definition, the social games are multiplayer, they are competitive, they are goal oriented, it has some defined rules of engagement, and there is online connectivity among players. Fine, this is what makes a social game. Now, these are some examples of social games that have existed and evolved over times. You must have known or played this Farmville, Mafia Wars, Pet Society, Yo World, Cityville, Mob Wars, Cow Clicker, the Sims Social, Friends for Sale. These were some of the social games, and some of them were quite popular on Facebook as well. Now, these are the typical elements of social games. You have certain leaderboards. This is one. Okay. Number two, you have some achievement badges. Number three, you have some friend lists, right? So when you play a social game over a period of time, like you always get to see the leaderboard, you get to see where you stand, who is on the top. Okay. Then you get some achievement badges. Now you just keep on crossing some levels, you are given some badges, and then you can share or display these badges. You can show off those badges to your friend lists, or more, you can invite your friends from your friend list and invite them to play the game, right? So these are some typical elements of social games. Then you have certain gamer segments. Okay, so there are primarily two gamer segments. One is the casual gaming segment. Okay, these are people who just play for fun. There's no seriousness. It doesn't, they are not going onto a competitive level onto it. Then you have hardcore gamers who play competitive games. Okay, now some examples, these are some famous casual Android games, social games. One was Candy Crush, Angry Birds, Fast Like a Fox, Fruit Ninja, Angry Birds 2. These were some casual games. Okay, hardcore games, Infinity Blade. Okay, Battle Heart, Injustice, the Room series, Jetpack Joyride, so on. And right now, the recent, the PUBG. Okay, these are some hardcore games. Then how do we characterize the social game? Okay, first and foremost, like the platform. Okay, are we on a console or are we on a collaborative mode? Okay, a console is more of an individual level, and collaborative is where you play with some friends, or you play along with some people whom you do not know, but you get connected on the platform. Your scores get updated instantly, immediately, in real time basis. People can see where you stand. Okay, that's a platform. Then you have this mode, what kind of mode you are playing on. Okay, you can be playing on a collaborative mode, you can be playing on a console mode. Mode again can be the level of challenge. Okay, then you have the milieu. The milieu is the settings, the surroundings. Okay, what kind of surroundings you select. Many a times, like campus raids and all, the game like campus raid, you can select the milieu of various campuses around the world, like the Cambridge or any of the Ivy League universities. Okay, and the genre, what kind of genre the game belongs to. Is it a strategy game? Is it a role play game? Okay, so I'll give you more elaboration on genres. Okay, the genres could be the simulation, action, role playing, or a strategy game. Okay, then you have the options for game based marketing. How can the companies or brands choose options for game based marketing? One, they can go for in-game advertising. They can incorporate advertisements within the games. Then they can place their products within the games. Brand integration, they can do their branding within the game. Then they can go for Advergames, okay, games which are, or advertisements which take the form of ad games, okay. Some examples for Advergames, okay. These were some of the most, the best Advergames of all time. These are some like Check Squares, Dark in Sky. Okay, these are some five top Advergames of all time. You can just have a read. Then, why do social games work for marketeers? Yeah, this is important. Okay, social games are important for marketeers. And why is it so? It is so because gamers are open to advertising content in games. Okay, gamers maybe they do not mind if there is some advertising content within the games. Brand benefits when they associate with a successful game. Okay, there are movies made on successful games like Temple Run or Angry Birds. Okay, so brands do benefit when they associate with successful games. Now players identify with the brands their character use. Okay, now players, if they are into serious gaming, that they are, they are not into casual gaming but they are into the hardcore gaming part, they become influenced by the brands used by their characters, the kind of cars they use. Okay, you must have seen, if it's a racing game and all, there are various brands of cars which are incorporated. So, probably the gamers get influenced by the brand of cars they use. The If it's a sporting game, okay, they get influenced by the brand of shoes used by their favorite characters. Okay, so this increases the brand involvement. Now, branding within a game story is an unobtrusive way to share a brand's core message. This is quite important, right? Without just pushing or being cheesy, a brand can silently creep into the actual core or the story of the game, and this won't be creating any obstruction for the gamer. Now, targeting to specific groups is possible, as we know that the various segments we can see in games, like there are some casual gamers, there are hardcore gamers. Okay, so it becomes easy to target to specific groups. Then marketeers can measure a game's promotional value. Okay, it's again very important that they get to know what value a game has. Okay, how many downloads it has, the number of players, and all those things. Once they get to know that, okay, then it becomes very easy, for marketeers to launch their brands and spend money behind those games. The best example that I could cite over here is Pokemon Go. Okay, then some review questions from yesterday's and today's lectures combined. Brands can create owned vehicles for social entertainment by creating which type of content? A. Curated. B. Owned. C. Branded. D. Bought. Give it a thought. The answer is C. Branded. Next question. Which of the following best represents the characteristics of social entertainment? Digitally connected, participatory, and shareable. Digitally connected, engaging, and shareable. Digitally connected, segmented, and shareable. Digitally connected, participatory, and likable. Okay, give it a thought. It goes into the basic definition of what social entertainment is, which we have covered yesterday. The answer is A. I hope you liked this session. If you have liked it, found it useful, do like, share, and subscribe. Spread the good word. Do write to me in case of any doubts and queries. Thank you.